comes the Prism to drop some units on top, try and just take down these tanks, which have been here with a stalwart defense throughout this game. Big Zealot warping on the ramp of Maru's natural as well, going to catch some of the reinforcing tanks also. And obviously Maru was all the way to the right-hand side with the majority of his army, and still a lot of his army off to that right side, although Vikings get to hammer away on the Colossi. How can ShoWTimE just not win any of these fights? The army supply of Maru now going to have tanks to reinforce as well. These Zealots got to back away.
And now Maru has chosen, I think, to consolidate a little bit more on that right side, maybe chasing after the army as it goes up its main ramp. This will actually create a lot of problems if it successfully gets to the main. That's where all the production is. That's where Terran hurts the most. Can ShoWTimE actually get up there? There are Archons might be able to hold the line. They do get EMP'd by looks of things. They're getting awfully low, but the Colossus is still alive. Warp Prism still alive, but reinforcements accidentally going through all of that tank fire, and the amount of Protoss units is dwindling. Perhaps a recall might be the best option. It's exactly what he does. ShoWTimE gets out of there from killing yet another base, but really can't stop it at all. Forced to retreat from there, so again, at least gonna be able to grab this one. DT's blink on top of it. It's going to be a kill. No! Just barely! Yes! Okay. That was awfully sketch indeed. Oh, another Planetary went down as well, actually. So this will be 2 bases for 2 by the looks of things.
Yeah, he needs that base. Do you see Disruptor shots here? Going to connect pretty decently. A fight like this might be all ShoWTimE needs. The tanks are going down. ShoWTimE maybe doesn't swarm right now, but that's a big reset for Maru, who can't rebuild, where ShoWTimE can keep spamming Zealots. And here we go, extra Zealots coming in right now. We kite away as Maru wants to get out of there, keep these Zealots ineffective. The Stalkers blink in. Are they going to be okay, though? Because the Bioforce can come back through. Maru just keeps winning fights, man. He is now up 40 army supply yet again. Going to deny a base, maybe even to a ShoWTimE with his bottom right coming online. Got to survive more than a fight, but it's just made all of the difference. We're going to try and dive in. But even some of the Storms, because sometimes he's been trying to dive the Disruptors, and the Storms did zone him out from doing that. The tanks just not going to be enough here. There's not going to be enough support, and we are going to be seeing another game in this series of ShoWTimE. Cruises forward, finally in this game. It feels like it ends where it all began with this push on that location. ShoWTimE, boy, did he have to work for it. And
more drops coming out. Okay, how many workers have died this game? 12 more dying somewhere. I think that was just like these Colossus, right? They must have just zapped them. That's a lot of Liberators left alone to deal with these very upgraded Stalkers. Lots of units dying on both sides. Probes dying in the top right as well. This army, though, one of the Colossus gets sniped. That's a lot of ghosts still in the mix, and this army is not equipped to deal with the Terran army.
Oh, the Zealots are killing the last few SCVs in the bottom left. This drop is killing the last few probes in the top right. One Colossus did survive. Stalkers are very expensive, so you gotta be a little bit careful with that. What's that one Colossus doing there? That's a misrallied Colossus. Every unit counts. No, it gets picked off immediately. 98 supply against 90. We're gonna recall. Disrupted to where?
I mean, just getting him out of dodge, right? You just lost Big Daddy Colossus over there, stood on his own, and right now, look at the economy on both these players. Like, they've gutted one another, and we're still only 5 supply apart. The Liberators, the Liberators still being rallied in. This army from the Terran player, by the way, it's actually really hard to deal with. You need something a little bit extra than just a bunch of Colossus and the Stalkers, but Disruptor from downtown does not get the hit. Poor Colossus left alone, and here, I think Nice is kind of falling apart. He wants to take the fight, though. These units are so low in health.
He's got a lot of Stalkers, and I think that Soul's actually the one who's running out of steam here a little bit. The final Marauder gets picked off, does get out of there with a couple of those very expensive ghosts, and he wants to get that Nexus in the top right side. He will get that Nexus in the top right side. I don't know what happened there. He's like, all right, you get my Nexus, I'll get your Orbital. There are a couple of Liberators showing up there, but that's not enough to save this Orbital, is it?
No, it definitely isn't. These are highly upgraded Stalkers shooting out of the sky. Again, 5 supply apart. These low health bad boys in the top right will pick off a few extra probes here, but mate, I have no idea what's happening. 26 probes to 18 SCVs.
They've been within 5 supply from each other for like the last 12 minutes.
Kind of screwed when it comes to income. I would love, actually, if Spirit just grabbed 2 Liberators, plonked them on the bottom left bases, just to help him out a little bit against potential run buys. But Storm, boy, that's a lot of High Templars.
Yep, yeah, I don't know if all of them have Storm though. I know he has 1 or 2 Storms remaining, but the other ones have been wiped in not too long ago. Oh, what, we're moving on with the tanks?
That is a play and a half, and Nice, you know, he is looking to kill you right from the get-go. That is a nice spread of these High Templars. Some EMPs do go down, some Storms go down as well, but I think that's it. I think Spirit has just enough, and he's chasing him down with everything that he has, getting on top of that army. The Archons, they're not going to survive. Nothing survives. Spirit, oh my goodness, making it in to the group stage here. And look at the smile, look at the relief on this young man's face.
This army is pretty much going to have to do it, and it is a big army. It's a lot of Marines. The stim goes down. I don't know what the lurker count is at. Even this planetary is going to fall against straight up links. We've got only 3 lurkers, 20 banelings, but only 11 remain after those tank shots. This is an army that has game-ending potential as the baneling nest gets picked off, and the Hydralisk dam was on the right side there as well. So Solar is losing 2 of his very important production facilities, and I don't think he's rebuilt them. He's even going to rebuild a spawning pool somewhere. He still has that in the main base. Can this army do it for HeroMarine?
8 lurkers being morphed on the high ground. Once they finish, these tanks need to slowly but surely start pushing forward. There's still lurkers on the production of HeroMarine. The army supply is huge though for the German Terran. 120 army supply.
Those snipes, the Ghost just going to town on those lurkers that were freshly morphed into main base. There aren't too many SCVs left on the HeroMarine side of the map. Only 17, and Orbito is going to land in the center just so we can throw down a scan. But I don't see a way for Solar to fight this army, especially not without a baneling nest, without the Hydra den, because those were pretty much the last few lurkers that he was able to morph in the first place. HeroMarine still has a couple of snipes available. I don't know how many medevacs we've got left. Seems like quite a few, 7 of them, most of them out of energy though. They've been working overtime. A single scan goes down, 1 more lurker falls. Is Big Gabe doing it? I think he's on the verge of getting himself into a 2-1 lead. Even though they both have a lot of money in the bank, neither of them is able to spend it at the moment.
Yeah, we did see the new spawning pool already being built. Production of Big Gabe is flying towards his army. There's still some orbital commands here. They cannot fall, as they are the only way to deal with lurkers. This is a big drop, because this base needs the larva. This base needs the mining as well. Oh, Solar, are you really giving this away?
And that's the Hydralisk then as well. Even the Reapers, that accidental Reaper is going to show up. HeroMarine gets on top of these drones too. They all get picked off. I like how he's killing the Spore Trawler before he's killing the hatchery, just to make sure that he doesn't have to deal with too many Broodlings. This hatch is going to fall. Solar potentially is going to try to build something up in the top left side, but he keeps on losing his production facilities. That's his last spawning pool, and that is one that I think Solar really needs to keep alive. Army supply is a little bit closer now, and the baneling count is higher than it was before.
Yeah, let's not forget that this is also still on creep. So if these banelings get the connections that they have been getting so far this game, this could still be bad for HeroMarine. Lots of tanks though to provide that splash damage. Solar moves in, no moves back again. 1 tank shot will hit. These drones get evacuated. There's another base here towards the top side. What is that in Big Gabe's base? Are those hatcheries?
Yep, I think those could very well be hatcheries. He needs production. He doesn't have any larvae anymore. He's been losing most of his hatches around the mech. HeroMarine is going to run out of scans though. Army supply, it's incredibly close. 81 against 78 in favor of the German Terran. Finds another base, finds another baneling nest. A few brave Marines on the right side are going to get on top of that final hatchery. Solar will be able to take care of that hit squad, but more drones are going to fall on the left side. Solar still has way more workers than HeroMarine though. But what is that all really good for? What is the Big Bang good for if you've got no larva?
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. No way to get Vipers either without a hive. Another spawning pool is getting built. I think this is the 4th or the 3rd spawning pool in this game. Tanks once again sieging forward. Great scan there. This is insane. I can't believe it. Slowly but surely, HeroMarine is keep pushing forward. We'll be able to take out this base as well, most likely. Solar doesn't even want to defend it.
There are 5 lurkers morphing now in the original natural of Solar, but that was the final hatch that was truly connected to any mineral patches whatsoever. We're now going to build 2 spawning pools at the same time, as we're still building 14 links. Those links are being produced in the main base of HeroMarine. Look at that command center. It's keeping a close eye on the hatcheries in the main base, so Gabe is aware of it. And the more time that goes by, at least the medevacs are regenerating some of that energy, because those were all completely out of juice, and they kind of still are, because HeroMarine is stimming so much. This is nuts. Such a big moment in this second quarterfinal here at the Intel Extreme Masters. We have 1 orbital landed, the scan goes down, a lurker falls, and every lurker is incredibly important for Solar. I think Solar is running out of steam. I just don't see how he fights this Terran army.
Yeah, too many tanks, too many ghosts. Every single time that HeroMarine spots these lurkers, they all go down because of the snipes. No way to run away for Solar, as Solar now tries to stop these orbital commands from landing, and then perhaps these lurkers that can give him some type of safety. Look at that in the main base. That orbital is an absolute baller. Covered in creep, doesn't care. Oh, this orbital, can he force everything to lift and then just burrow a bunch of links at different positions?
Yeah, but what are we going to do with burrowed links?
well, force the orbital command not to land, and then with lurkers, well, there's no lurkers left, and there's no hydras left. Oh, no, I guess that plan won't work.
I've seen a lot of ways. Oh, burrowed banelings though. Now that is one thing that you can of course do. HeroMarine is splitting his arm. Wow, it's almost like Gabe just knows that this is a real possibility. Lands his orbital if he throws down a random scan. Are we going to use the burrowed banelings there? He throws down a scan in the bottom right side. Seems like HeroMarine is mostly worried about a mining base somewhere. We know that's not the case. What is that? A single tank in the medevac? I assume it is. It must be. Yes, it is. HeroMarine sieges up once more. He is keeping an eye on these fast-moving links. Throws down a scan. A couple of these banelings. Every single baneling is so important. Army supply 65 against 65. 23 minutes into the game. Ridiculous. You can't make this stuff up today.
Yeah, you really can't. As HeroMarine gets a pot shot there, a couple of links will fall. This orbital gets forced to lift though, and this one will actually burn down. That is one less orbital here for HeroMarine.
He could drop a mule and repair it, no?
Yeah, he could have. Oh, he can still.
Mule! Oh, 40 HP. HeroMarine will keep that orbital alive. It's a very close call, but every orbital matters. We've got Queens off creep. Is this it? Is this the moment where Solar says, enough is enough. This is my moment. I need to finally engage you. The tank spread is excellent, though. The Marine micro is good. All the HeroMarine really needs to do is save a couple of these bio units, but all the tanks have gone down, but he does keep 15 Marines and 3 ghosts alive. Drops into the main base, his own old main base, and sees the 2 baneling nests. He knows that Solar has no money. Snipes on the banelings going down too.
There's 9 drones left. There's long distance mining going on right now as 2 more links are being produced. Snipes will take out this queen. There is no AoE on the side of HeroMarine anymore. Is this position completely closed off?
But there is also no anti-air. I think there are a few links and banes that could potentially sneak through. No, I don't think they can, and HeroMarine is aware of that too. But now he picks up one of the baneling nests. That orbital is flying. This is one of the silliest endings of a game that I've seen in a very long time. We could potentially drop another mule to save this orbital too. We could create a force field with barracks. We could create a wall off and just slowly but steady snipe. As long as HeroMarine doesn't lose any ghosts, this should be his game, because these units are untouchable. HeroMarine can do this all day. He can dance all day. He can drop all day.
He definitely can. Orbital command finally goes down, but it won't matter. He is indeed making a bit of a wall with these barracks. All of these fights will most likely happen off creep. Oh, I love how he is doing this. Look at that. Even getting all these barracks down there. Ghost on the low ground. Will use the snipe. Baneling still down. Does need to pick up these ghosts though. HeroMarine, you need to be careful. Oh, Solar does not want to commit to one side. Instead starts targeting down these. Oh my god, GG! HeroMarine wins the impossible game. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
I've seen a lot of weird endings over the last 4 days, but this was probably the weirdest of them all.
And Bunny is moving through the middle of the map, close to maxed out. There's going to be a fight where he's not sieged up at all, though, and he is in a slow zone. Gotta be careful about that, of course, using the drop on the main to act as a distraction. He's got the drones pulled, if nothing else. The Vipers pop out into that. Don't think he'll get those kills as he continues through the center. Now is the time to go before those Vipers get energy.
Yep, and I mean, the Lurkers have their speed upgrade, but they do not have seismic spines yet. And the tank count is very high. Bunny could very well be making some magic happen here on Blackburn. 1-1 Terran close to maxed out. A lot of tanks. We're going to throw down a scan, I assume, and these Lurkers without their seismic spines are really not as terrifying as they're supposed to be. Rook is in serious trouble.
He really is. This tank position is going to be tough to clean up. Those Vipers are absolutely essential. The Banshee's still around and still a part of this fight as Bunny sees a chance to stim to the left side a little bit. Got to be careful as medevacs will start to fall low on energy. You can't just keep on stimming forever as he moves forward. I'd love to just see the tank continue forward as much as they can.
Oh my goodness, Rook is in so much trouble, man. Like, yeah, maybe if seismic spines finishes up, he's going to be somewhat fine, but that double factory has just been pumping out tanks non-stop. Gabe could not get it done earlier today against Solar with a lot of tanks, but I think this is a bit different, and these tanks are on the front door, and Rogue doesn't have a lot of money in the bank. He may be maxed out, but that Viper count, it's at 2. I mean, yeah, 1, 2 abducts at a time, maybe a blinding cloud later. Like, what does Rogue do? Do we eventually unsiege and run into the tanks? Can you run into that many tanks?
I don't think you can run in, but what else is your option? The flank isn't really there on this map. It's so hard to get a wraparound on Blackburn. We do have the Vipers energied up right now, looking for more. We're going to try and snipe one of them. Bunny playing crazy games, edging those tanks forward. We're going to see an abduct or 2 to start this off, and a couple corrosive bars as well coming from the left side. That was a lot of tanks dying in quick succession. Bunny reinforcing, but this isn't looking as scary as it was, perhaps. That tank count really is the key to this.
and Bunny is also going into Ghost Academy as a follow-up.
Medevac's kind of out of juice, right? They've been healing up these infantry units non-stop all the time. Another tank falls, and Rogue has just managed to successfully kill 6 or 7 tanks while barely losing a unit. I almost feel silly for doubting him. Grabs another one. Who needs 5 or 6 Vipers apparently? If you're Rogue, Viper goes forward again. Bunny wants to snipe it, but Rogue is aware of it.
That Viper is so important, right? If you lose those right away, you're in so much trouble. And Bunny is stimmed a couple of times trying to get them. But once again, that's the exact same thing, but you just can't get them. The abducts keep going off. These Lings still rallying through, and they are dying. I mean, obviously going from the natural to the third is a no-go right now, but we are going to drop a Nidus, I believe, and get that started up as, oh, Bunny finds a free empty gold base to harass. He'll get a few kills here and force a few lurkers to reposition.
Yep, that is nice, but actually doesn't get that many drones. Thought it would get a little more there because the doors were open. Rogue even feels confident enough right now to send a couple of units to the other side of the map. That Nidus, like you said, halfway done. We have still not started 2-2 on the bio units.
Yeah.
I know that Bunny has been very committed to this push, and he's been building a lot of tanks, but yeah, that doesn't bode well because that means he pretty much needs to win the game here. And I felt it was a lot more terrifying earlier than it currently is. Perhaps the Liberators trying to make a bit of justice. Rain from the skies can make the difference, but it doesn't quite seem like it.
Looks like Bunny might do what he does best, which is just load up everything in Doom Drop. I mean, that's a move we've seen Bunny do countless times in the past, and here he is doing it right now into the main base where there is currently nothing, I believe. A tank will siege up already, and this time Rogue was a little slow to go. Bunny's defending the Nidus as this goes. The lurkers move forward. Bunny has to back up a little bit. Parasitic bombs going down to clean up the medevacs, but Rogue can't really get back into his main base very easily. These few bio units will continue to cause some chaos.
Yep, Rogue is actually dropping in supply very quickly. Bunny's obviously going to lose all these bio units eventually, but he can perhaps stim away from the lurkers one more time and grab a few more drones. I mean, all hell just broke loose here. This is utter chaos on Blackburn. The Nidus does get shot down. Just when we thought Bunny was kind of running out of steam, he ain't running out of steam at all, and he indeed does what Bunny do best, and that is Doom Drop. And it wasn't everything, but it wasn't bad either. It just created the right amount of chaos for perhaps himself to find more openings. Now the gold could be exposed once more. Yep, there we go. No medevac, no problem for Bunny.
Where did that Nidus swim just come up? Because that might be important as Rogue, yeah, top right-hand side. He might even need to Nidus some lurkers out of his main base at this stage because it's just getting problematic. We are going to see the bio still harassing up there, but here comes some lurkers, finally able to get some harassment damage done. We'll have a Nidus down there as well to go for the other base, so Rogue is going to get some pressure going himself as Bunny comes in for a cleanup though, and that's plenty of units to clean up 4 lurkers. Rogue ain't really in a position to lose 4 lurkers.
Nope, sometimes it doesn't seem like a whole lot when you see them morph 20, but at this point 4 lurkers is actually a very crucial part of Rogue's army. These Liberators really have made all the difference. There are still 5 lurkers now getting to work on the 3rd base of Bunny, but Rogue is now in even more trouble than he initially was, despite the fact that he's finding some success. But now we've got Ghost out on the map. We can throw down a scan. Oh, Bunny's messing up a little bit though, but he's got another try. Well, he keeps on messing up. The scan is almost going to expire. We still have not landed a snipe, Bunny.
Yeah, that was not pretty. He will lose a tank to that. And this orbital needs to lift up as well. So taking some damage, and that's the sort of thing that will bring Rogue back into this. Those 2 Vipers still looking for damage. Another abduct going off. This time the tank gets a couple drones before it dies.
Wow.
It feels like Bunny just can't quite find the one break in position, and now a Nidus in the main with the protection of the lurkers. I mean, Bunny's going to stim in here, and he's going to go for it, but no scan, and he's all stacked up.
Oh my goodness. Bunny's now forced to pick everything up, and he's just going to drop on top of the lurkers. No, he's going to drop everything into his main base as a few more lurkers hop out of the Nidus. Do we have enough DPS here, Bunny? I think eventually we do, but it's kind of painful. Of course, with the Liberator, that's going to help out a little bit. What a scrappy, messy game here. Low eco, non-stop fighting, multiple fights happening around the map. My favorite kind of StarCraft.
Absolutely. Rogue, the last few moments have been great for him. Those lurkers found some beautiful trades. Bunny didn't quite clean up one of these attacks, and the next thing you know, it just got worse and worse. A few lurkers still lying in wait. That Liberator still siege in the gold, and Bunny still has a siege on Rogue's natural.
I mean, he's flying over 4 lurkers. These lurkers, there's no way home for them. This gold is gonna go down. Now we get Hydras out. Oh, I don't know about this. Rogue, okay, Rogue just wants to go with all of it. Hydras and lurkers, a lot of units inside of the medevac. That medevac barely lives, and I believe it was carrying 3 gulls. Speaking of precious cargo.
Yeah, I mean, Ghosts are absolutely not something you want to be losing here. This is going to be awkward because now Bunny is the one who has his own natural ramp siege, but he is getting some snipes down to try and break out. Lurkers have to unburrow, and it's Rogue that's taking big losses here as Bunny is going to push him back. That attack was a no-go.
I almost think that Rogue should have just tried to get the planetary with everything rather than being like maybe the third, maybe the naturals. Like, no, I think we got carried away there. Rogue drops another Nidus. He's playing this game like he's a baller, but we know he ain't a baller. He's broke as a joke.
Oh, he really is. Libera gets abducted in. We're going to see the Viper taking a shot. And just going to be seeing a few Hydras still on the way up from Rogue, who is down in supply still here. We'll clean up a few extra units. It feels like this attack across the map will finally go down. It's been here for, what, 7 minutes or something?
More?
Finally cleaned out.
We're getting a Ghost Academy. Did we lose the original Ghost Academy? I can't remember that we did, but apparently we did. Maybe some of the Lurkers in the main base. I guess they... I don't see it.
I don't see it going down. Maybe he killed it himself? No, is that not it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well.
Doesn't matter.
You know what? We don't care.
Press T? Do we have two?
No, we only have one. I'm so confused. I guess he maybe cancelled it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know either. It is what it is. What we do know is that Rogue is working with pennies. 55 drones is absolutely nothing. He does still have an army. We know he's a fighter. He does have the top left secured, but this game is bananas. I mean, we've said that so many times today that I almost feel like it's losing its value. But Wardy, you cast a lot of StarCraft. I don't see too many games like this. Like, it's been low eco, contains crazy holds. I feel like it's been so impressive to see these players staying so calm under an immense amount of pressure. I think of that TVT we had early this tournament, Dream Cure. I think of Solar with all the tanks of Gabe on his front door, and now Rogue earlier as well when he didn't even have the Lurker upgrades. They do such a good job in hanging in there.
I know. I mean, everyone is just giving it their absolute all here in the World Championship, and of course they should. I mean, it just goes to show just how much this event means to them, how well prepared everybody is. We are going to be seeing these Lurkers up here. They're just going to get a few shots off, but that should be a cleanup. 3 Lurkers basically will go down for free there if Bunny jumps in. I'm surprised he mustn't have had a scan.
Why does it feel that Rogue has a really big army and Rogue is rich? Because he's been losing a lot. He's throwing down Nidus after Nidus. There are Lurkers all over the place. You look at the minimap, you're like, okay, that's a decent amount of creep too. But 57 drones is just not a whole lot. But these tanks are not siege and the Lurkers are running on top of them. This seems like a pretty good start, at least for Rogue, but can he truly stick around?
Ghosts are coming in from the upper right-hand side, but they're running out of snipes. They just don't have enough to get rid of these last few Lurkers, and so Rogue is going to take a huge fight in his favor. Those Ghosts are still working away at what they can. I believe there was no detection left, but then a few of them became uncloaked, and the splash damage killed a bunch of them. But he sent a drop out through the bottom side, but now that's come back way too late, and in one fatal maneuver, Rogue has just won this game.
What is happening? Rogue with 55 drones, and sure, a pretty big army. He just ran off creep straight into Bunny. All the tanks were on siege. Bunny does still have a couple of Marines and a few ghosts left, but there's barely any energy. We've got a tank somewhere shooting at these Hydras. It's next to the refinery, but it does not make the difference. Despite everything, Rogue takes the 2-1 lead in our final quarterfinals of the day. And I genuinely don't know how. Both players are somehow, some way maxed out again as the Marines are getting completely obliterated by the Lurkers. I don't know what these tanks are up to in the front. Okay, they just want to siege up. It's a messy, bloody fight. It does seem that HeroMarine is able to get his tanks right where he wants them, but at the same time, that Nidus network goes up in his natural. So I think we can say goodbye to that +3 armor on the bio units, but I don't even know how important that truly is.
Oh, these Marines are going to fall as well as the final tank that was defending at home dies just before the scan arrives. And these Marines are all just being sacrificed here. HeroMarine, you need to micro these. Splits now. Decent enough, and this will get cleaned up. HeroMarine still in it, but the creep is now kind of pushing forward on the map, and I think Solar might be dreaming of an attack.
This is such a sick game by Solar, because he was in a world of trouble. I cannot emphasize enough on how much trouble Solar was truly in.
One Lurker on the other side of the map, wreaking a little bit of havoc. This base will need to be given up here by Solar. Finally, it will fall. A lot of these Marines are so low, though. Medevac still have energy. Gabe keeps pushing forward. Tank count still very high, 2 tanks being produced at a time. Extra Vipers are a necessity at this point.
It's almost pure tank. Here we go. This is it for Solar. Drops the Blinding Clouds, wants to run the Lurkers, Links, Banelings, anything he still has. He throws the kitchen sink at HeroMarine. Will it be enough? A lot of tanks have gone down, but there is still quite a bit of Terran remaining. At the same time, though, extra Lurkers are going to show up. The tanks in the top side get picked off too, and it seems like it has been enough. The kitchen sink has pushed back HeroMarine once and for all. 10 SCVs have gone down during all of this. We were looking at 20 tanks and they have all disappeared.
GG! Solar takes game number 4 on Berlingrad and ties up this absolutely insane series here at the World Championships round of 8. This is unbelievable.
We'll see how this big fight is going to play out. Obviously with a couple of great feedbacks, there is hope for ShoWTimE too. But the Vipers and Infestors are the true terrifying units here. We do land a Fungal. We land a couple of feedbacks on the Vipers. That's really big. The Fungals may be big, but now there is no Parasitic Bomb available. And without the Vipers, maybe there is hope here for Demour.
There certainly is. We've got the best Time Warp ever cast in a game of Legacy of the Void. It will expire. It's pretty inconsequential, but man, we never see it doing anything. It actually blottled up those Queens quite nicely. Ooh, he's going to catch the Queens. Nice job from ShoWTimE. Ooh, but the Fungal Growth, you got to get out of here, ShoWTimE. I think, does he need to recall? No, there's no Vipers. And the Void Rays are actually going to push the Corruptors back. This still looks like a very good fight for ShoWTimE.
Yep, there aren't too many Corruptors. Another Storm lands in the middle of the Queens. I don't see any Shrouds anymore either. The Interceptor count is obviously starting to dwindle. But there are still a couple of Void Rays. That Mothership is tanky. The Links come in to surround the High Templars though. One Storm is nice. Does Serral have enough anti-air? It's starting to, well...
Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, he's got like no Corruptors. He's got 4 Corruptors. And this is where the Tempest can really shine. And that's why the feedbacks were so damn big on the Vipers in the previous fight. All the Vipers died. Do we have any detection left as we are burrowing the Infestors? I mean, Queens should not win against Captain Protoss units, right?
Well, I mean, those carriers, they're empty. They're dead weight. They literally do nothing. It's the Tempest and the Void Rays, and even the Mothership could actually end up being an MVP. We saw those Infestors pop up. He wanted to cast a Microbial Shroud. He's out of energy. The Broodlords do nothing. The Corruptors are out in small numbers. I think ShoWTimE, after 37 minutes, is finally doing it here. Serral is on the back foot. He's being pushed back. A concave of Queens is coming in onto the Mama Ship, but she is taking so much damage. We are going to see a huge Fungal Growth, but does it even matter?
I think it matters, man, because the carriers suck, and all that the Queens need to do is get in range of the Tempest, and they are starting to do it. One more Fungal would be insane here. The Tempests are starting to lose a lot of HP. The kiting is great. This is a ridiculous fight. And it's like, oh, ShoWTimE, every unit is so important here for ShoWTimE, of course. Does he still have any detection? Yes, there is still one Oracle. The Queens are going for it one more time. This is one of the silliest endings to a 38-minute game that I've seen in a while. But the Tempest Micro is good. It looked like the Queens were in high enough numbers and in range to make the difference, but perhaps they were not. We have a Transfuse going down. There are 2 Infestors.
Oh, that Oracle.
There are 2 Infestors, and that is really the only way. Yeah, I think the Queen count is just not high enough anymore. Then again, there are too many Void Rays, there aren't too many. We need some Fungals or Neuroparasite, anything, really. Transfuse is good.
Transfuse is very helpful right here, but it looks like he's out of energy now. The final Corruptor is going to fall. The Tempest, they're kiting back. That one Tempest on the top side. It is coming down to single number of units at this point. We have got Serral with laser focus right there. ShoWTimE, he is fighting his heart out. 38.5 minutes here on Stargazers, and neither player is giving an inch.
It may seem silly, but one Corruptor actually has some potential. This is it, Serral. This is as good of a possibility you're ever going to get. The Void Rays are not here.
He's
going to go for it. Transfuse, transfuse, transfuse on that one Corruptor.
It
that
goes
one Corruptor
down.
goes down. We do have a Neural Terran.
2 Neurals.
Yep.
Oh, and he's going to turn them on the Tempest themselves. We are going to see the DPS. The Transfuse on the Queen. It keeps the Neural Parasite alive. He is going to be able to turn it on his opponent's Tempest. Both of them going down. We've now got just 2 Tempests remaining here from ShoWTimE. One of them solo in HP, but it will survive. The Oracle does get that revelation on the Infestor, and the Infestor, it's going to wear off. Then the Oracle goes down. There's just 2 Tempests remaining. He can burrow these units and hide them.
Yep,
And they're gonna go underground.
And now he's got
ShoWTimE
French
shakes his head.
Yeah.
40 minutes. There's nothing that ShoWTimE can do to detect. Every time that he neuroparasites, yeah, he can just kill a Tempest or one of the carriers. The Tempest goes down. The second one is gonna fall, and now there's just 2 Void Rays left over. That Tempest is dead. ShoWTimE is running out of units. He's running out of options. And I think Serral has actually done it. GG gets called. What a display. I talked about magic. That was more than magic. That was divinity.
Okay, he sees it. Or does he? No, he has to see this.
Yeah, there we go. We got the abduct on the ghost there. All gonna be fine as a bunch of broodlings are gonna try to run on in. This any sort of chip damage at this point. I mean, broodlings are free units. There we go. Fungal coming on down as well. Looks like Maru will lose a couple tanks. The Blinding Cloud is actually doing a really good job here. So many Thors going down. Of course, Thors are the answer to these broodlords, so you want to make sure you keep them alive. But even still, especially with the Blue Flame Hellbats at this point, well, not a lot to get in. And yeah, we are on Ghost Mech. We're fully on 3-3 Ghost Mech here. Ghost everything trying to stay alive, but now the Fungals are going to be fantastic. The EMPs are not quite where they need to be just yet. Not the best fight for Maru. And Serral, his bank continues to grow. He's now once again mining from that 6 o'clock position. He's mining from the 12 o'clock position. As Maru getting a little bit impatient in this game. Was this the right move? Snipes going down on top of all of the Broodlords, at least attempting it. But the Fungals, the Broodlings doing what they can to keep things alive. Maru's supply is dropping, but so is Serral's. I have no idea how this fight is turning out.
Well, right now the supply is favoring Maru, but just as I say that, Serral makes 68 Zerglings here. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. These Thors are not going to fall very easily to even just a giant swell of Zerglings, but Serral's going to have to pay the price here. This base in the top of the map is going to fall 165 to 142. Serral's he's not having a good time right now. He kind of lost the better part of that engagement. It's just going to be a patient battle to try and find the right moment, but maybe it is right here as the units are going to be able to get in on top. It's a nice little choke here, but the Infestors will try and lock everything down. The Lurkers get so much damage done here as they are going to reposition. And look at the supply, 130 to 103. Maru gets caught in the choke he thought would protect him.
It's a disaster for Maru there. He gets caught in a slow zone. He can't move. He can't reposition into an army that has been built to counter his own. This is the strength of Zerg late game. You can build one army and kind of trade out, do it fine, but the Terran has spent the last 5 minutes, the last 6 minutes building up to 8 Thors, building up this army that deals with the late game of Serral. And then Serral says, that's fine. You know what are great against Thors? Lings and Lurkers are. So I'm going to be able to get on top of that. That Fungal on top of the Ghost as well. It looks like Maru will be able to evacuate at the end. But here's the thing. Maru has spent his bank, so has Serral. This is probably going to be the last army of this game. And it's an army that Serral is going to look to crush on in with. Look to take a 3-2 lead. But Maru's going to be able to force him back for a time. Only 11 SCVs do remain. Serral only on 24 workers. Yeah, he's mining 500 minerals a minute more, but that's just because neither player is really mining at this moment. Maru, if he can just find the time to just drop that mule hammer and just find the time to mine out of that base once again, maybe he's going to be able to do what he needs to do, because at this point, Serral's mining no gas. He's barely mining minerals. If Maru can build the army that fights this, well, Serral's not going to have another one.
I don't understand what the players have with that little nook. They feel comfortable in that slow zone right there, but Serral's got to be careful he doesn't commit the same error that his opponent just did. Maru's going to try and put some pressure on this base. That actually will go down. That's a nice little pick off here, but the Lurkers are going to try and come on in. Corruptors will take out the Liberators for now, and some decent neural parasites here to clean up the tank count. That's going to take away a base. That's going to take away workers. That's going to take away positioning here, and Serral's going to be able to walk away with a decent amount of his Lurker count, but both of them playing so scrappy here. 95 to 79. It's hard to actually tell who actually has an advantage here. Oh, that it's been so patient. Beomolf, is it going to get what it looks for? It does. It gets a nice fungal on both of those sets of Ghosts. That's going to take out 3 off the head. The tank is out of position. The Lurkers are going to be able to reposition themselves, and Beomolf, it's a little bit of chaos here for the Red Terran player.
Yeah, it looks like at this point, losing all those Ghosts there, losing the medevacs that the Corruptors just really prevent any sort of hot pickup in the sky. Maru's army now is falling down, and if he keeps doing what he's been doing with these fungals here, with the neural parasite on that tank, Well, I don't know how Maru keeps continuing to hold at this point, but he still has 3 tanks here. Serral looking to push on in once again. The scan's gonna have to get dropped here. We have 3 tanks firing away. The lurkers are going down. Snipe's actually on top of all of these lurkers. Everything I said is a lie. Maru makes the hold. He keeps his base alive. And what does Serral have to rebuild?
He has nothing. He's got Corruptors, but he doesn't have the gas count that he needs to be able to make any Broodlords. And at this point, those aren't going to save him. The ghost count is way too strong still, despite being a low army count. So Lurkers are going to stay in the production tab, losing a queen. Every unit is precious right now. And Serral is giving away way too many units on his side of the map. Maru capitalizing on great holds and great positioning.
Rushy, hold me. Maru was so far down at 10 minutes in. His natural was broken. His third base was broken. Everything was broken for the Korean Terran player. But we're 32 minutes in. Everything that happened in the first 10 minutes doesn't matter anymore. Maru now, he's actually ahead in army supply. He's mining so much more. He was able to drop those mules on that last mining base. Serral, he's mining out of the north side a little bit, but so much has been mined out of that base. There's not a lot here anymore as the Lings, the Lurkers, the Banes are going to try to find their way on in, but the snipes are there. Nothing to cancel them. Ghost on the high ground. GG, holy hell, Maru! He takes the game!
A lot of roaches on the other side of the map for Serral, and they're about to hit the economy. sCFOu has to make a decision very quickly. Does he go home or does he commit here? He's going to try to commit.
And he has to commit, I think. Serral waiting until the last second to use that blinding cloud here. sCFOu in a world of trouble. The supply starting to fall apart here for the Korean player. He has to go for it. Here we go.
The blinding clouds. He dives straight through the first wave of blinding clouds. Nicely done here by sCFOu. Landing biles on the Ravagers. But Serral realizes if he can just retreat and survive, he has this game. He slaughters his own Baneling Nest to get back behind his wall. And he realizes he just needs to hang on. He's taken out the last fresh mining base of sCFOu. He's trying to get his own drones out, but sCFOu gonna catch them. Oh, Serral's economy gets shattered as well. Both players once again tied neck and neck on 15 workers apiece. He's still up just 2 supply. It's 27 roaches and 8 Ravagers for sCFOu, up against 18 roaches and 10 Ravagers for Serral. It's a trap! Oh, he's coming in from both sides. A big blinding cloud lands in the middle. sCFOu caught in the middle of this Finnish sandwich. And I think Serral, does he have the numbers? He's still got that upgrade advantage. But sCFOu busting through on the south side. The Ravagers do not have as many hit points as those roaches. And it seems like Serral, he does not have the army. There's too many roaches. His drone's being pulled into the fray. Another Ravager goes down. sCFOu's focus fire, too good.
Oh, and one single lap duct catches one of these Ravagers. That was 15% of sCFOu's army right there.
You don't hear that every day, but indeed it was. Serral's down at 9 workers, sCFOu at 13. Neither of them with a fresh base to mine, but sCFOu, he's got the income advantage at 55 minerals a minute. Another Ravager gets focused. The bile does not do it. Serral losing patience. I don't know if he's got the numbers. 2 roaches versus 3. He's trying to pull back his drone. sCFOu looking for the focus fire. He gets it. He's got to focus down that other roach. Nicely done here by
This is the last
sCFOu.
roach.
That's the last roach, and with it, Serral taps out. GG. An incredible Zerg versus Zerg. Wow.
And this is a situation you don't see all too often, right? Especially with this amount of Broodlords and such also in play. Not usually what you really go for against the Thors, but oi oi oi. Well, here we go, more parasitic bombs on top of the Vikings. The Vikings trying to get away. Again, the Broodlords, they feel like they have to just retreat. Well, the Corruptors, okay, finally coming in to help out in this situation. These bases, as we've mentioned, they are empty, so it's not the worst for Serral to give these up. It's a little bit of a shame that he won't be able to use those larvae that he has available on that location. 6 more Broodlords just like that on the way here. But will they be able to morph in time? Already is Q actually very, very aggressive right now. Wants to force this fight. Serral may want to reconsider having those Broodlords being morphed right there. All of them will be picked off. The Corruptors, I don't know what he's doing with the Corruptors. The Corruptors are trying to come in here, trying to get rid of the Liberators at the moment. Okay, the Broodlords also coming in. Infestors getting right on top of some of these stores. Neuroparasite looking pretty darn good. Okay, will it be enough? The army supply for Cure here still looking relatively strong, but it will fall a little bit quicker right now as those store numbers get lower and lower. The overall targeting from those stores not quite working out.
He has what he needs to try and shut this down, but he needs to try and push in before Cure can get more army put together. And this is now kind of the big engagement here. Those Ravagers going to swing on in the left-hand side. The Infestors on the top trying to get some good pick-offs with Neural, but not going to find everything that they're looking for. But Serral trying his hardest to push forward here. Those Broodlords are still able to siege from the back. Thor's getting dangerously low, but the range is so good, and both of these players are still so insanely close. The Orbital Command does get picked off, so Cure not able to just float onto that base.
Get those. Oh, he didn't quite target them correctly there with the Broodlords. The Ravager's not. I mean, it's such a rough call to make. The Infestors getting hunted down by the Hellions as that fight was going on. A very, very nice little micro thing there from Cure here. Oh, the Ravagers trying to commit. They do manage to kill all the
repair.
Thanks, but oh, the repair is so good in this situation. GG, a single Thor and a couple of Hellions managed to save the day here. Oh my dear Lord, are you kidding me? Is that how it ends? A single Thor and a couple of Hellions.
It is all drones pig. It is not an army, and there is Terran army in his face and in his base right now. 2 hatcheries going down within 10 seconds of each other, and it looks like even units on the right side. Reynor needs to split his army perfectly here. Not that many Banelings in the force, a lot of Marauders and Thors as well. Maru just lifts up and he's going to go for the main. Oh no, Reynor falling apart at the seams. Another exposed hatchery with 26 drones on it. The Baneling's too late to save it.
Oh my lord, he's knocked Reynor back to 4 bases, 3 of which are very low on resources, and Reynor still fighting with mostly Ling Bane. Remember, he lost all of his mutas. There was the same thing that caused him problems on Romanticide. He's got to rebuild his anti-air. If you don't have a way to punish Maru, he will drop you for days. And right now, Reynor only has ground fighting units. He's under so much pressure. He's focusing on the Ling Bane Ultra, but this means at any time he's under threat. Maru picks up, moves to a new location. Reynor, he does manage to hold on for a moment here. He's still got that 5th base up on the right that he's rebuilding, but his main still in trouble. Maru is buying himself so much time with this. He's keeping Reynor off these 2 bases on the left. He gets another re-snipe on the hatchery. If Reynor doesn't build anti-air soon, he might be in trouble, Maynard.
He's going to have to rely very heavily on these Ultras to take good fights, with the Marauder count of Maru is not too bad here on the defense. He's going to pull back, let the Mines take some shots off on those giant units, and with the Marauders chasing, the Ultras have to leave with a tail between their legs. 7 RCVs do die, but Maru does not care. He's still got a lot more units out on the map. Going to go for a denial on the hatchery again. In fact, a kill on that hatchery. Turns and fights the Ultras. The Ultras actually winning the fight there against the Marauders. The Liberators a little bit too far forward. Looks like the Mines might finish off an Ultra here on the back end, though.
This is the sort of game which Reynor made a name for himself in. Scrappy, down and dirty fights in multiple places. But the fact that that base got sniped 3, 4 times in a row, the fact that he hasn't reestablished the left side of the map, he is simply behind on the mining right now. He has lost far too many hatcheries this game. This is big problems for Reynor. Maru's not going to stop pushing.
And it looks like Reynor just wants to get in his face and try that on for size. Can he get it done? On the north side, that base is in big trouble, but on the south side here, the hatchery also in trouble. Maru gonna do more hatchery damage. Looking for that 9th hatchery kill. The planetary goes down, the SCVs go down. Reynor and Maru are just tearing each other apart from within.
But Maru's still got mules dropping on the right side. Reynor needs more than this. He's looking for it. He's hungry. He sees just a small pack of Marines and tanks. He goes in. I love the way he pulls the Lings back, lets the Ultras deal with the big work there. But the rally on the natural will hold on. Reynor has to pull back for now. He's got no hatcheries. He's only got his 3rd base mining. And I'll tell you, 17, 18 minutes in the game, the 3rd base is barely mining. Reynor is trying to micro his heart out, but if he doesn't start hatcheries right now, then he's screwed. He's got to rebuild those hatcheries, Maynard.
I don't know how he does it, Pig. He doesn't have the money. Maru is in charge here. The mutas have come back just like he wanted, but there is not enough Zerg. I think there's too much Terran. I think Maru's got it here. He's going to bring in the reinforcements. Oh no! A big hit on those mutas. Big hit on those mutas, but the Ultra's coming in.
This is still so close. He's going to get rid of this base of
wow.
Reynor, well, was this the decisive move he needed? He gets rid of that base as well. Wait. He's killing all of Maru's mining right now. Was that actually the move he needed, Reynor? Maynard, this is crazy. What the hell? Is Reynor actually done it with that?
I mean, he's still in it. This definitely is not over. There is a big army lead for Maru, though. If he gets all of his forces together, he should be able to take a fight against this very bruised Ultra army with not that much Ling Bane. Oh, this hatchery, 20 drones at it. In come the Lings to pick off the Bio army, but the hatchery does die. Maru lifts up what he can to save what he can. Oh, it's all about efficiency here. Oh, he's trying to hit the bottom right as well, but here are the Ultras and here are the Infestors. Big fungals from Reynor.
Wow, that was monstrous. That's the first time he shows the Infestors. He's not going to get another chance at that. Maru was not expecting these Infestors. A lot of the medevacs went down, 4 of them still very wounded there. They're going to be easy pickings in a future fight.
Lings and Banes coming in the left side. Not that many mines anymore. With a lot of Ling Bane and not any splash damage, they can definitely just roll through. This is an orbital, by the way, not a planetary, so it doesn't have fighting strength against this army of Reynor. The Bane is coming in. Really high energy. Infestors coming in as well to drop those fungals. The split from Maru, though. A lot of them are all to survive. The Banelings are gone, and the Infestors getting picked off as well. But does Reynor have enough to close this out?
Reynor's still got the base mining in the bottom right. He rebuilt his 4th, and that's mining as well. And he has once again done good damage to Maru. He's got just too much mining going. Reynor here.
Oh my
it
God.
felt like this game was going to slip out of his grasp. It's been so back and forth. But now we can say clearly Reynor is up in army.
Can he actually stop the Zerg force anymore? Widowmine's getting some shots off on the Ultras there, trying to keep the Mutas and the Infestors alive. Reynor trying to keep everything alive that he can. Forces a lift up here at that orbital, though. Can't save that. Huge fungal on the bio-army, a massive fungal there. The Ultras coming in for the cleanup. A lot of them will die, but there's not a whole lot of Marines. The Mutas coming in also to assist. Widowmine's underneath the force, though. Oh no, Reynor losing a lot of that front line.
Ooh, the Lings, though. The Lings cracking into the natural at the same time. Maru's on his last legs. Is he taking efficient, valiant defensive fights? Yes. Is it enough, though? I don't know. The Mutas go in. They get one of those Widow Mines. He wants to get those Liberators as well. The Lings still threatening. Ooh. This is an orbital. They're all orbitals. He knows that if there's no units, he can tear those worker lines apart. Reynor is going for the throat.
And he's bringing in the Lings now. These Lings have been doing damage, they've been biding their time, but now they are just biting Terran units. They're ripping them to shreds here at this base. The rest of the SCVs of Maru going down as well. Maru taps out. Reynor, oh my God, he did it. The 3 games in a row against one of the greatest Terrans, potentially the greatest Terran alive. He did it here, and he is going to the grand final.
Holy crap. Hot damn, that was just... Oh my gosh, what a series.
Doing what he can. By the way, SC snuck in 1-1 upgrades, Nestea has none. And Nestea has decided this is where he will make his stand. And I don't know if this will work, Tasteless.
I don't know. There's a lot of Banelings in there rolling in, but the siege chain count seems too high. He did
needs to take out that Thor.
Oh, the Thor with 7 hit points left.
Oh God, Tasteless.
Well, Nestea's got to stay back. SC is doing such a good job of pushing here.
Yeah.
Ooh, don't do it.
He's got to be so careful about this.
Oh man. You know, it's tough for Zerg. You never know how many siege tanks are back there.
SC has 1 stand.
Now, he could send the Mutas in there. The tanks aren't completely protected by the Marines. And every Marine...
There are Infestors on the way, by the way. He still needs to stall out. Nestea still has an economy. No. Oh my God.
He wants to get the Marines. If he can take out the Thor and the Marines, the Mutas can clean up the rest.
Oh God, he just lost so much there. But he has Infestors making at his main hatchery and his main base. Still, if he takes out the Marines, he wins.
2 more Thors out here.
Oh God, he does have 2 more Thors. You're right.
Those 2 Thors might seal the deal. Does he know about this expansion?
Hold on.
Wait, does SC know about the expansion?
No,
he doesn't know about the expansion.
In fact, the Mutas coming in from behind, taking out 1 siege tank, taking out 2 siege tanks. Huge moves. He's got to buy time. The Infestors do not have pathogen glands. He is upgrading it now. More Infestors are being made, taking out more siege tanks. Nestea playing like a god.
The Thors coming in here, they're going to nullify any advantage the Mutalisks had in this situation. And here's the thing, he does not know. SC does not know about this hidden base.
No idea there's Infestors either. His Marines are way out in the front. He can go and then fungal these right now. Well, in a couple seconds. Yeah, he has fungals. Fungals going down. Huge fungals going down. Oh, very sloppy, losing some of those. 2 Thors do come in.
This is a game of chess right now. They can't keep remaking pieces.
Oh my God.
SC is, at least, his army's down a little bit lower. He's going to make a tough decision. Do I go into the main or do I go for the expansion?
Oh my God.
Looks like he's going to focus on the main.
And the Zerglings do come in. Not nearly enough. He's still got Infestors though. More Zerglings are hatching. Oh God. Nestea might lose this by like a millimeter.
This is one of the closest Terran Berserks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Few Lings coming in here. Okay, you can see SC
sees an opening. He wants to try to take that bottom right location. One hatchery will be picked off here. Oh!
He doesn't even care this
Burrowed certainly into the expansion, so that orbital will not be able to land.
Yeah.
And here's the issue: is he has to land that to even scan.
Dude, those Thors were a godly choice. A godly choice. He's got to fungal the Marines, take those Marines out for a SC. He's got a couple Queens. He's got to use them quite wisely.
He might actually
Here he
land
goes! Here Nestea goes! And
fungal on the Thor.
uh-oh. He's walking maybe too far forward.
No, the Mutas got it.
Oh my god. Oh my god! GG! Nestea hits his second finals! Oh my god!
That was absolutely insane. The studio
preventing Naniwa from being able to kite here with his Stalker.
He's going to try to dodge. Stalkers get by. The Zealots were not able to hold the ramp, and Naniwa just has to target fire down these probes to make sure Huck cannot mine anymore. If Naniwa can make sure that Huck has no more probes left and no ability to make any more, the Stalker will be able to outmicro the two Zealots all day long. But that being said, the Stalker getting dangerously low in health. Naniwa still trying to target fire down those probes. Will it be enough? The probes getting so low in health. Only 2 remaining, but the Stalker getting so low in health. Naniwa has to be extremely careful if he wants to win this game.
This is coming down to the hit point bars. We can't let them go. The Stalker could get surrounded.
He gets out.
It's down to just 7 hit points, 3 hit points. Last probe for Huck. 3 hit points left on this Stalker. It's going to try to run for the smoke. The Zealot coming around to try to swing it. Going into the smoke. The Zealot will it kill the Stalker. It's regenerating a lot of shield. Now up to 20 shield is the Stalker. And Naniwa might have done the impossible.
His shields are coming back, and that's exactly what he needed. Probe trying to get us around. The Zealot's getting some shots off down to 13 shields. Naniwa, be careful, please. You need those shields to come back. Huck trying to track down that Stalker. It's going to come down to Micro here, trying to trap him. One misclick, and one of these players will lose the game. The Probe going for the kill. Down to 8 shields and 3 HP. This is absolutely the most insane game I've ever seen. Insane Micro from both of these two players. The Stalker running around, trying to stay alive, trying to micro the best he can. Huck hilariously trying to mine with the one probe he has, trying to get more units on the field, but this is an insane game, Kibbles.
Axel, what has happened here? While all of this is occurring, Huck is currently he has taken out the Nexus with the Zealot, and Naniwa has no chance of having an economic recovery. This Stalker is his last hope to victory. All of the buildings could eventually be killed here by the Zealot in the main base. Naniwa has a clock ticking, but he's managing maybe to kill one of the Zealots here. Huck ultimately may end up needing to bring the Zealot from home. The Zealot falls. The Stalker with just a grand total of 11 hit points remaining. Huck bringing the probe to try to help out the Stalker here, but he's going to opt to take it back.
Oh my god, that Stalker getting so low on health time and time again. Naniwa playing this so dangerously. Probe turning around, trying to get it fought. One more shot.
The Stalker falls!
Huck wins the game. Huck wins with the game. 0 supply for Naniwa. He is sitting there in disbelief. He is out. Oh my gosh, he's out. He is out of the Winter Championship.